Um, we're live at the dining room table. This is where all the conversations happen. So I was going to go to a studio, but I'm like, no, let's do it at the dining room table. This is where all the conversations happen. So before we actually get started, Lynette, you want to go ahead and tell everybody who you are and all that good stuff?
Sure. Hi, I'm Lynette. I'm a senior at Burbuck Jesuit Preparatory School.
Okay. All right, so she's being very, very humble. Lynette is an honors student. She wants to be an entrepreneur. Well, she is an entrepreneur. Wants to pursue that after graduation. What else? Very talented. She's sitting right here like, I don't know if you can see it. I'm in two places at one time. But no, just a very, very bright young lady. And she actually walked me and her mother through the process. Like, she kind of held her hand. So I'm like, you know what? Maybe we should like share this knowledge that you have with other students. So, here we are. All right, so let me share my screen a second. And we are in the dining room. You hear my wife over there cooking up something, right? I own a company called Perfect Media, and what we do is we specialize in film and media. We shoot films, short films, but we also teach media courses throughout the country. Our flagship program is called One Day Film School, where we come into your city or your university, and for 4 hours, we will show you how a TV show is made, right? So we have like all these lights and cameras and switchers and speakers and all that good stuff. We hook everything up, and we have a fake TV show, which is really, really cool. And so we've been as far as Alaska and as south as Florida, and really, really excited about what's going to happen next year. Also, just recently published a book called Lights, Camera, College. And it's basically a step-by-step process as far as what to do when you're trying to pursue your dream as far as being a director or something in the media. This will take you step by step. So, first step while you're in high school is to join a film club or a journalism program. And the next step is to apply for, get ready to apply for colleges and figuring out which major you want to take and different things like that. So, and in addition to that, it also offers summer programs to be very active during the summer, and also just figuring out what the tools that you already have, what can you do with those, right? So that book is available on Amazon and on our website, Lights-Camera-College. All right, and let's see what's next. All right, so we talked about you, class of 2024. She's an honor student, lives here in Indianapolis. There she's in front of Hampton. That's her dream school right there. All right, so if you are watching this on YouTube, there is going to be a link for an attendance if you're interested in just learning more about our programs and what we have going on. That will be in the description for you. All right, so let's just jump into it. All right, so Lynette, can you talk to us about the different college admission process and what best suits for specific students? Oh my God.
Well, I can talk about my own, like what's it to me.
Yep.
Okay, so for my top schools, I'm applying early action. I'm not doing any early decisions because that's the binding options, and my options are still open. And then for schools that are like maybe my safety schools or just schools that I only have a slight interest in, those are my regular decision schools, which have a later date that I have to apply.
Got it. Okay. I'm trying to mute this. There we go. All right. Moving on. Did you say which one it applies to you the most?
I would say early action probably applies to me the most.
Why is that?
Because if you submit all of your items in, colleges take their time, but you're first on their list. So that's what they see first.
Okay. What is non-binding?
It means that you're not, if you get into that school, if you're accepted into that school, you don't have to go there. So that means your options are open to other schools.
Gotcha. Okay. And restrictive early action, what is that?
I don't know too much about the
Gotcha. Okay. Well, it says it's non-binding, so you can apply for it, but not necessarily have the commitment just for one school. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. All right. So do you have the application, the dummy application up on your computer? All right. So we're gonna stop. I'm gonna stop sharing now, and I'm gonna give you control, and you can kind of take it from there and just walk us through the whole process.
Let's see. Can you see it? Okay. So this is just the dummy account.
Mhm.
So basically, you fill out the whole common app tab. It has like just general information about you, address, demographics, geography, all of this. You have to fill out all of that. That's under profile. And then you keep making your way through. So it's talking about your family, your parents, where your parents went to school, how much you make, siblings, and then education. It talks about where you attend high school or if you transferred, all that is in here. If you've been enrolled previously in a different college or university, talks about your grade, like your class, and then current or recent courses. So it's like the courses that you are taking now goes here. And then honors. Honors. Yeah, it's exactly what it says on here. Future plans. And then under the testing, it talks about if you've taken the ACT, SAT, you've taken any AP classes, or if you've taken the class and then wish to submit your score for those classes. And then talks
Actually,
about
go back a second. And let's talk about the SAT and the ACT. When do you think, if I'm a junior, when do you think you should take the SAT or the process for taking it?
The process, well, for me, it was required sophomore and junior year. I took a PSAT, which is the practice SAT, and then junior year is when I take the official. Is when I or you can take the official SAT along with you can take it again senior year.
Okay, so you're saying you took it. You took it last fall. Was last fall?
I took it March 1st, my birthday.
Okay.
I took the SAT on my birthday.
Gotcha. Okay. And so is there a recommended time?
Recommended.
Yeah, recommended time to take it. Like, so spring, fall, if you don't like your test grade, to retake it, like the whole process for that.
I think it depends on when your school makes you take it. And then after you take it the first time, you can retake it. I don't know about however many times, but I know you can take it multiple times after the school requires it.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. And then so further along in the podcast, we're going to talk about the different test options as far as what colleges and universities look for when they are looking at applicants. All right, go for it.
And then this is the activities page. It just talks about any extracurriculars. Like it says, arts, music, clubs, community stuff, volunteer work, all of that goes under here.
So hold on a second. How important is it to have this information filled out?
The activity section. I mean, I think it's really important because it shows multiple facets of what you do and what you spend your time in. So it's not just like all of your good grades or whatever. It shows that you spend your time doing other activities. It shows your interests.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then writing. Here are different prompts. Now this essay, depending on the school, will get sent out to all the schools that require this personal essay, and then you get to pick your prompt. And then it says up to 650 words. And then if you wish to report how like COVID impacted you, this is another essay. And then let's see. This isn't great. I think this is another tab where you fill in the courses that you've taken freshman through junior year, because the senior year classes are already under education.
So do you do that yourself, or is that something that you need to get from your counselor?
I got the information from my counselor, and then I just put the information in here.
Got it.
So I didn't.
Okay. So what if you leave something out? So like, say for instance, if you took a chemistry class and instead of that D you got, you put a B in there. So like how accurate can it be? I mean, do you know if like the education, whether it be at college or university, they get the official record? Does the official records come out from the high school too?
Yeah.
How does that work?
So basically, through what I do, it has to line up with what your counselor or your school sends to the school, since it's like college or university.
Got it. So if I put D on my chemistry, but in actuality, I got a D out of the class, there will be a conflict of grades.
Yeah, they'll see that from your counselor.
Got it. Okay.
And then once all this is filled out, then you're ready to start applying to the schools that don't require their supplemental essays.
Okay.
And here is where you can add your college, or this is where you see all the colleges that you have added, like what they require, like all the requirements. And when it asks you when you want to apply, when you want to start, so this is the preferred start term. Would you like to apply fee waiver? It talks about like what major you want to do. Previously applied. And then yeah. There is another essay based on if you have been found, what it says right here, if you've ever been found responsible for a disciplinary violation. So yeah, so that's another essay if that applies.
Got it. So if I got in a fight,
and it's on your record.
It's on your record. So it's basically for you explaining why you got in the fight. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't apply to me, so I don't.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Contacts. Can you go back up to that for a second? Is that just do you know? I mean, further explain what that is.
For me, have I previously applied? I went with no.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Let's see if I say yes.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Yeah. So it's the fact of how many times you tried to apply for that school. Got it. Okay. All right.
And then this is where your teacher recommendations go.
Okay.
And then
so hold on. Let's you're speeding through this a second. So let's talk about teacher recommendations. How long is that process? Like, you need to figure out, number one, figure out what teacher that you like and that you know will write you a good recommendation. How long does that process take?
For me, I think it took a couple weeks. Like I told my teachers, and through another program called SCORE is how they sent their letter of recommendations in. I think that was pretty quick. My counselor has those. Okay. And then my counselor will individually send it to the schools.
Got it. Okay. Okay. And is it just for the teachers, or is it like can counselors submit it too?
There is, I think some schools require a counselor recommendation, but it's usually 2 teacher recommendations along with a counselor recommendation. But I have heard that some people do send multiple teacher recommendations.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I also heard where some students, they might submit like 25, I think. Yeah, 25 recommendations, but everything else is pretty lacking as far as their application. All right. What else we got?
This is the last tab. It's where you review every single thing that you filled out. It has it all on the PDF. And if there are any mistakes or whatever, you can go back to this tab and just fill it out. And then it tells you, it says, it has all these check boxes, making sure that you did it correctly, their rules, guidelines, all that before you submit. And then once you get through that process, then you can submit your application. And once you submit it, you can't bring it back. You can't change anything.
Ah, okay. And then so go to my colleges a second.
I am.
No, is that the one on top? Can you click that? Right there. Yeah. Okay. So how many colleges can you apply for?
I think you can apply to however many you want on Common App.
Oh, okay. All right. But each college or university has their own special requirements. Got it. Okay. So we're on the dashboard. We went to my colleges. We've gone through the Common App. Let's say I want to go to, let's look at FAMU.
Let's see.
So what's different that I have to do for them?
Let me see. Oh, for this one, you do need your social security number.
Okay. Okay.
This one has military information.
Okay.
I don't think Hampton had that.
Okay.
It also has residency.
Gotcha. So again, each college university has their own special requirements. So you can apply. So my takeaway from that is you can apply to 3,000 of them, but however, each of them has their own special nuances that you have to complete, whether it be essays or some kind of written verbiage that you need to write, or something else in addition to the typical application. Okay. Any other things you want to add to it?
I mean, I think I covered it. The financial aid aspect, basically you want to just reach out to your counselor about that.
Okay. Okay. So talk to us about how long that whole process takes from beginning to end, including the counselors and taking SAT, like all of that stuff. Like how much planning goes into that?
Hours, days, weeks.
Okay.
A long time.
All right.
But I wouldn't say for me it's overwhelming, because you just got to do it in moderation. So you can't wait last minute and try to think you're going to get it all in.
Gotcha.
It's not realistic.
Okay. So what is realistic then?
For getting in a couple applications, I'd say it takes a couple months, just the whole getting your teacher recommendations, your transcripts, what classes you're taking this year, classes you're taking next semester, etc. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. All right. You want to stop sharing your screen a second? And then I'm going to share mine. Here. Go back here. All right. So there's a couple more slides that we can go through. We're going through the Common App. So these are the three types of, I guess, the entry points for testing. So test optional, that's not required by the college or university. So you tell us a little bit more about that, what your thoughts are on that.
Say it again.
Colleges and universities that are test optional.
For me, I went with not submitting my scores because they weren't the best. And I think that the SAT or ACT, like, I think a score doesn't really define you and what you're capable of. So I went with the test optional route.
Okay. So have you heard of the test flexible?
I have, but I don't.
Yeah. So basically, colleges, universities allow students to choose which type of test. So whether it be the ACT or SAT, whatever you did the best on, that's the one that you would kind of put your best foot forward on. And then test blind, have you heard of that? So talk to us about that.
From what I heard, I think it's like you can send your scores, but they won't look at it. They're just they're just on there.
I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, I don't believe
I mean, if they're test blind, like, just don't
submit it.
Yeah, I'm sure they have their reasons for why they are incorporating that. All right, let's go ahead.
Adding on to the test, the SAT, ACT. Some schools do where it's like if you've taken the SAT multiple times and you got higher in math on the first time and then higher in reading on the second time, you can take the higher scores, and it's called like super score, but that might not apply to all schools. I think it's just some schools.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So we talked about that, talked about that, we talked about you, talked about that, talked about that. That's just more history about who I am and what we do. That's all on our website. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I think we are done. If you have any questions, feel free to comment in the space below. There will be several links in the description if you want more information. There's a couple of links to some literature, some college entrance literature that you might find interesting that kind of will help you prepare for applying in the Common App. I think that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for your time. I look forward to having the next one in a month from now, right? So take care. And thank you so much, sweetheart, for this first podcast. I appreciate you.
Yep.